Good evening, it is I, Nick Watts. I'm back after the international break to take a look at the Premier League and looking forward to it too after picking up 2 out of 2 last time around. I didn't have an awful lot of time to do a lot of deep research last time out, but those two prices jumped off the page with me, and Man United did us a favour, of course, by going a goal down against Sunderland and allowing us to back them in play. Hope you did too. And of course, unders in Southampton, Swansea. Southampton just continue to pay that out, which is fine by me, I have to say. 3 more bets for you this time. I've actually had a bit more time to do some research, so I'll be tweeting on Saturday morning about all the games on Saturday at least. And I've got 3 of my favourites here, starting with Swansea-Sunderland. Sunderland, of course, rock bottom, been pretty woeful so far. Got their new manager in Gus Poyet over the international break, and it'll be interesting to see what he can do with them. Certainly tightened Brighton up defensively. They were the best defensive team in the Championship last year, and that's what Sunderland need. They've got the worst defence in the league so far, with 16 goals conceded. I'm not sure he's going to have enough time with them ahead of this game, though. It has to be said, obviously the international break would have disrupted any plans ahead of this game, and I just can't see how quickly he's going to be able to turn things around for them on that basis. You look at Swansea, they've not particularly had a great run either this season, but of course they've had a pretty tough run of fixtures, particularly at home. You look at their 4 defeats: Man United, Spurs, Arsenal and that Southampton game just before the international break, when they're probably a bit unlucky, to be honest, had the chances to make that a completely different result, but it went against them. So you look at their fixtures now, though. Obviously you've got this game against Sunderland, you've got West Ham and Stoke home games coming up, as well as a Cardiff away trip, which of course will be a very interesting game as well. I'm sure it'll be rather spicy, but you'd certainly expect Swansea's form to pick up as a result of that easier run of fixtures. They're not particularly fantastic value at 8-13, and I'm not going to be backing that here. Indeed, the overs, which also kind of came to mind based on the stats, isn't particularly wonderful at 4-5, but I'd probably consider it. Based on the fact that 100% of Swansea home games so far have paid out on over 2.5 goals. They've scored and conceded in every home game so far, and that's no fluke really. 63% of their home games last season saw over 2.5 goals as well. So it seems the Liberty Stadium is prone to goals. As I mentioned, Sunderland's defence has been absolutely abysmal. 16 goals conceded in 7 games, and 71% of their games have gone over 2.5 goals as well. So it could be of interest. I have to say, though, I'm looking at a specials market that Ladbrokes are running, and while it has to be said, combining 2 relatively skinny prices into one doesn't make them great value, it does make them a hell of a lot prettier, and I guess that's what they're trying to achieve, and they've reeled me in, frankly. They're offering 29-20 for Swansea to win this game and there to be over 2.5 goals, which I'm going to take as one of my 3 bets. On to the next one then, and I'm going the other way here because it's Chelsea against Cardiff. Chelsea been grinding out results, staying in touch with the leaders in true kind of Mourinho style, and there's a few other trademark Jose kind of things about this team, as much that they've got 100% record at home in the league so far, and 71% of their games have been under 2.5 goals. If you remember, the team that he built that first won the title won an awful lot of games 1-0 before finding their feet, and the similarities this time around for Chelsea. They've obviously got a great defence, another typically Mourinho trait, second only behind Southampton in terms of goals conceded, and just conceded the 1 at home. So it's difficult to see Cardiff being able to have much joy really against this Chelsea defence. 2 of their 3 away games have been under 2.5 goals. Not a great size sample, but still kind of interesting. And of course the league as a whole has made unders look great value this season. I've banged on about this on Twitter and in some of my videos as well, but 59% of games so far have paid out under 2.5 goals, and bookies hate goals. Everybody backs goals. Pre-match, in play, everybody wants to see goals, and so bookies are set up for that, and the pricing reflects it. It means there's often value in unders, and this is a great shout. A 6-4 for under 2.5 goals in this game. That is just pure value for me, and just has to be backed on that basis. Third and final one, you won't be surprised that I'm going a similar way, because Southampton are involved in this game. Man United, Southampton, this one, of course. Southampton equal unders. They're the absolute kings of it. 100% of their games under 2.5 goals. I've reeled off all these stats before. Best defence in the league, just 2 goals conceded. Rada. Even kept a clean sheet at Liverpool recently, who are obviously in better form than United. Not conceded in 4 games now, and crucially Artur Boruc looks like he's going to be fit, according to his manager in the press conferences today, as I speak on Thursday. Amazing thing really is that they've scored 2 goals in each of the last 2 games, something they hadn't managed for quite a while. But yeah, still defensively looking very solid indeed. Man United, of course, meanwhile, not been their usual selves so far this season. If you think that the games that they've won this season, all of those sides sit in the bottom 5. It's a bit early to take too much from that, but still pretty stark reality that really they've drawn 1, lost 3 against sides in the top 14, which is just astounding really. Obviously don't expect it to last, and I'm not in the Moyes out brigade, but still an interesting stat that you certainly wouldn't have expected from the champions. United scored 70% of their goals away. Of course, 4 of those were at Swansea on the opening day. 67% of their home games so far have been under 2.5 goals. And Van Persie, of course, not really firing thus far. Rooney looks in decent form, but hasn't been enough to really get Manchester United cranking up as the offensive force we know that they can be. So part of me really tempted to take them on here. 11-8 you can get for Southampton double chance, and that does appeal to me, but I just prefer to trust Southampton with unders. Why wouldn't I? 100%. All of them of their games have delivered so far, and it's 11-10 again here. I have to say that's of great interest, and it's always one that you can look at trading out if it's still 0-0 late in the game. So that's the way I'm going. So 2 games under 2.5 goals then. Chelsea Cardiff, you can get 6-4 for that. 11-10 for the Man United Southampton unders. And I'm going for that Ladbrokes special in Swansea Sunderland. It's 29-20 for Swansea to win, and for under, I don't believe I've just fucked that up.